Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your boy, Brandon. And today, I wanted to give you my thoughts on the rumor that is going around. Of course, it's a rumor. We don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's true. I wanted to give you my thoughts and break down the top 5 questions that people are sending me on my social media about is Sony going to release a medium format camera? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thank you guys for all your support, like always, and I appreciate everybody who follows me. I appreciate you for tuning into the channel and joining us on this discussion. So, let's jump right into it. Is Sony going to drop a medium format camera? Well, let's start with my overview of a few things. The first thing is I have pretty much Sony's top 5 cameras. Top 3 cameras actually right now. I have more than 3. The Sony A1, the A7 IV that just was released not too long ago, and the A7R IV. With portrait work or whatever type of work you do, these cameras are capable of doing anything that you need them to do. Somewhere in your bag of tricks or whatever you do every day, these cameras are capable of achieving that goal for you and getting done what you need to be done. So, why would Sony come out with a medium format camera? Well, I'm gonna tell you just like this. If the rumors are true, I am going to be one of the happiest Sony users ever, because medium format versus a full frame camera, not only do you get a much larger sensor, everything is better on a medium format camera. I've used medium format camera when I tested some from Fuji. I got the Fuji when I tested the 50S, the 50G, when I tested the GFX 100 at Image USA. I've tested several medium format cameras because I wanted to see for myself what was the difference between a medium format sensor and a full frame sensor. And that's around when I had got the A7R IV with the 61 megapixel sensor, and I really wanted to see what the difference was. And one of the biggest things between medium format and full frame is the depth of field is more defined. The everything in a medium format camera is just so much sharper and crisp and defined because you have a larger sensor and it lets in so much more light. Everything is much sharper. You would have to get a medium format camera to actually test it out for yourself, but medium format is definitely better than full frame. There's no doubt about it. A bigger sensor equals more space for more pixels, more pixel density. Like, everything is incredible with medium format. You have just a much vaster amount of information in your image, and just so much more data. So if Sony is going to drop a medium format camera, man, I'm telling you, it is going to change a lot of different things, because a lot of, especially Sony users and professional Sony users who go out and shoot for big companies like magazine companies and designers and, Billboard, and people who use Sony, this is going to be a game changer for them, because we don't really have it. We don't have a medium format camera. Canon really doesn't have a medium format camera. I mean, Fuji has pretty much been the go-to for medium format. If I was Sony, I would be racing to beat Canon and other manufacturers to the punch, because it means a lot for people who are really, really, really up there in the industry. So let's go over some of the top 5 questions that I keep getting about, is Sony coming out with a medium format camera? The biggest question, or one of the biggest questions I keep getting, though, is why are they coming out with one? I kind of just explained that. It's going to put them in just another bracket. Not only will you be able to get your crop sensors and amazing full frames, but as a professional photographer, being able to get a medium format camera and being able to just that incredible amount of pixels to get those really big clients, I mean, it's going to be incredible. Can you get that with with a full frame camera? Yes, to a certain extent. You get what you get from full frame cameras. Medium format is on another level. So why medium format? Why not? They should come out with a medium format camera. It's about time. I keep hearing a few things that's going to be around like 150 to 200 megapixels, might even be 125, but I definitely think they're going to up the competition, which right now the biggest competition is Fuji with the GFX 100. So if they're going to come out with a 150, it's going to be incredible, and I really can't wait. So why medium format? Why not? I think I'm probably going to be one of the ones that's going to try to get one, depending on like if I have to pay any credit cards off, or if I'm going to give away my kidney or something like that, but who knows. All right, so the second question that I keep getting about is Sony coming out. What does it mean for the rest of the Sony E line if Sony was to come out with a medium format camera? Well, nothing. It's not going to change anything. Sony E mount is going to stay Sony E mount. That's it. One mount for all the lenses. The Sony medium format, I definitely believe it is going to have a different mount. They're going to come out with new lenses for it, maybe a few prime lenses when that camera drops, or if it does drop. But I don't think it's going to mess up or do anything for the Sony E-mount full frame cameras, because everybody is not going to jump to a medium format camera. First of all, everybody ain't got the money to, and second of all, just to get a new mount, new lenses. I mean, it's not going to mean anything. Sony is still going to be crazy, killing it on the market with with the full frame lenses, but Sony medium format camera is just going to put them a whole new bracket. It's going to reach out to a different type of community, and it's going to be amazing. Which pretty much brings me to my next question: who is this medium format camera going to be for? It's going to be for the big dogs. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's going to be for the big dogs. A lot of us who are really starting to get more clients and starting to get our business out there, and people who are starting to recognize you, magazine companies, like I said, designers, big, organizations, whether you shoot sports, NFL teams, NBA teams, NASCAR, and Olympics, and all these different things. The sky is the limit when it comes to photography, and it's just about you landing those really, really big contracts. And if that's your direction, if that's the way you see yourself with your photography, a Sony, and you shoot Sony, a medium format camera is going to be incredible, for your work and for your workflow. But who is it for right now? I mean, it's going to be for those people who are really trying to go somewhere with their photography, or the people who are already there. It might even be for the regular consumer. When Sony dropped the A1 proved to Sony, even with a $6,500 price tag, the A1 proved to Sony that regardless of the price, people will get what they want. Plain and simple. Sorry to say it like that, but that's what the Sony A1 proved. And you see how long the A1 was on back order. It also proved that when Canon came out with the R3 and Nikon came out with the Z9, people want the goodness. They want the hotness. They want the big dog. So regardless of how you feel about it, people are going to get what they want. People can have 4 or 5 different cameras, but if they come out with something like a Sony camera with the medium format, oh, you can best believe, regardless, they're probably going to get it. Because they want the best. People just want the best, and that's just the way it is. So I don't think it's going to do anything, but that's what I think it's going to be for. It's going to be for those people who just want the best. The next question that I have is something that I think is the most important. Well, the next 2 questions are probably just the most important questions about Sony coming out with a medium format. The first question is, what is Sony going to do differently with their medium format? A few things with a medium format camera that's the problem is the size, the weight, and the focusing. Those are the 3 biggest problems normally with a medium format camera. It doesn't focus as fast. They're pretty big and hefty, almost like a DSLR. And they're very pricey, of course. And the lenses for a medium format camera, don't forget the lenses. The lenses for a medium format camera is very pricey also. But what will Sony do differently if they came out with a medium format? Well, I will tell you this. if it's rumored to be true, remember Sony was the first Sony was the first to do eye autofocus. They were the first ones to really introduce an amazing, blazing autofocus system. Sony knows that if they come out with a medium format camera, they are going to have to greatly improve the focusing epidemic that is amongst medium format cameras. And I don't think that's going to be a problem for Sony, because Sony already does it. They've been doing it. They've done it before anybody else. So I would expect nothing but the best when it comes to Sony and coming out with a medium format camera, because they know the problems, they know the shortcomings with a medium format camera. So who best to put in a better focusing system in a medium format camera but Sony, the people who did it first. So that's one of the things that I think they are going to really capitalize on. I think they're going to keep the body somewhat similar to a full frame. I think it's still going to be smaller than your regular medium format camera. I think it's going to be a little bit more compact. But I still think you're going to get that Sony feel, and to get that same vibe, that same feel out of a medium format camera from Sony and still have that nice focusing system, maybe a 150 megapixel sensor, and still get that medium format pleasure. Oh my goodness, it is going to be game time. Like I'm excited about it, because I can just imagine what they're going to do. And I guarantee Sony's not going to come out with a medium format camera and it's going to be similar to the horrible focusing in other cameras or other medium format cameras. I think they have this one in the bag. So who else better to drop a medium format camera than Sony, especially when it comes to focusing? It's going to be a game changer. Last but not least, the last question that I get a lot: how much do you think this camera is going to be? If Sony drops a medium format camera, how much do you think it's going to be? Well, when the GFX came out, I believe it was $9,999. It was like $10,000. The lenses is like $2,000, $3,000. I don't know, whatever the case may be. Sony is coming after Fuji right now, and I think Sony is mad that, I'm not saying necessarily that they're mad, but for them to be capitalizing on the market, and they are the only ones that are getting that medium format audience right now. Fuji is the only people really getting that medium format audience. We're talking about a whole different demographic than just your normal consumer who shoots crop sensor and full frames. Right now, Fuji is the only people eating that up with their color science and that medium format background. I think Sony wants a piece of that. And if they can bring it to the market with what all they already have, it could be a complete game changer. And they could intertwine themselves in the medium format talks before anybody else. It's the same thing that Canon did when Canon was just doing DSLRs and doing DSLRs and doing DSLRs. And Sony has started killing the market with the A7R II and the 6000s and all these crop sensors and mirrorless cameras that they came out with. Canon was like, we want a piece of that too. And then what did Canon start doing? Canon started dropping the RP, the EOS R, and they start really coming out with a brand new mount, new lenses. They wanted a piece of that mirrorless action. Sony wants a piece of that medium format action. And I believe definitely if they do it, I think it's going to be a game changer. I think if I had to price it, if Sony really wanted to appeal to the market, appeal to the audience, appeal to the consumer, everybody, I think they would probably drop it for about $8,999, because that would put them under the GFX 100. Before you say anything, when Sony dropped the A1, they dropped it for $6,500. What did Canon do when they dropped the R3? They said, okay, well, since you got yours for $6,500, we'll drop ours for $5,999, $6,000. That'll give people $500 off. R3 is an amazing camera. And then what did Nikon do? Nikon said, okay, you drop yours for $65, you drop yours for $6, we'll drop ours for $55. All these amazing, colossal cameras. That was just how I did it. So I think Sony, if they really want to appeal to the audience, they're going to follow that same suit. I don't think it's going to. There's two ways it could go. Honestly, they could either appeal to the audience, or they can say F the audience. We're going to drop it for what we think is valued at, especially with the blazing speed that we put in it, a bigger sensor, more megapixels than the GFX 100. They could be like, or forget it. You know, we're going to drop ours for about $10,999. I don't think it'll be more than $11,000, but I'm pricing it anywhere from $9,000 to $11,000 for a Sony medium format camera if they drop it. So we're going to see what Sony does, but if it's rumored to be true, Sony, if you're watching this, drop that camera, drop that hammer, get into that medium format community and start busting heads. That's what needs to happen. Because guess what's gonna happen? Later on down the line, you don't think Canon is either working on or going to drop a medium format camera? And then later down the line, you don't think Nikon might come to that medium format talks also? I mean, come on. That's what happens. That's what competition is all about. I think the next race is gonna be medium format. And I think Sony's going to lead the way. And then I think all the other manufacturers are going to follow because I think they just want to stay in those talks. So there's a lot of R&D that's going to be invested into here, but either it's going to work or it's going to not. So what do you think? Make sure you leave your comments in the comment section below. This is an exciting time. I am excited to see what happens. Until next time, comment, like, and subscribe. It's your boy Brandon. I'm out of here. I holla.